Oh, hello everyone.
Hi, happy
So
Friday.
happy Friday.
It's the wind. We had the windows down. It's really hot today in Edmonton, so the vibes are great.
Great. Perfect for making drinks at Honi Honi Tiki Lounge.
Oh, what a great segue.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, yeah, like Rochelle said, let's go. Hey everyone, happy Friday. We are here at Honi Honi Tiki Lounge speaking with the bartender, Travis Mckenna. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Awesome. I'm doing really well. So we'll start with you just telling us a bit about yourself.
Cool. Yeah, I'm a bartender here. I've been a bartender for about 12 years. I got into like proper cocktailing probably a good 7-8 years ago, and just haven't looked back ever since.
What made you want to get into bartending?
At first, it was just a job, and then it got to a point where I decided I either had to take it seriously or do something else. So then started just doing a bunch of research about it and found out I love things that taste good. So I really fell into it that way.
And you were talking about starting to make proper cocktails like 7 and 8 years ago. What do you mean by proper cocktails?
It's proper technique. There was a golden age of cocktailing that happened up in like through the late 1800s up until about the 20s. Prohibition came in and really ruined it. People romanticized Prohibition like that's when the good drinks were. It wasn't. Usually they were just kind of mixing whatever they could find. So it was a lot of like garbage gin and bad products. And then because all the good bartenders, their livelihood became illegal, a lot of them left the country, and then all that was left was a bunch of people that didn't know how to bartend, and then that kind of limped on and became the way people knew how to drink. So that's why there's a lot of bad cocktails most places you go. You go to even good places, you'll find great wine lists, great beer selection, terrible cocktails.
What do you think makes a good cocktail?
Balance is the big thing. You don't really want anything to overshadow anything else. But it also depends on the type of drink. So there's different drinks for different people. A drink like an old-fashioned is a lot more, it's a bold drink that isn't very approachable for people that are just starting to drink. They like a little more fruity style drinks like a pina colada or a margarita or something. Those drinks are great, nothing wrong with it. So balance is the main thing, and then just finding the right drink for the right person.
Where did all of your like proper cocktail and bartending knowledge come from?
There's a lot of bad information out there you got to sift through. So a few like YouTube videos, you find like people that care about it, and all of their information came from books. There was a guy, David Wondrich, put out a book, Imbibe, in the early 2000s, I believe, and that was instrumental in bringing proper cocktailing back to the world, because he went through the original bar book that was written by Jerry Thomas in the 1800s. So yeah, there's a few good books that you can get that just go through the proper techniques of how to make sure all your ingredients are correct in the first place, then how to balance them as you're building it together. So Imbibe, Punch Drink, and then I read Smuggler's Cove, and that was instrumental in me wanting to become a tiki bartender, because then I found out tiki is this amazing subculture of bartending that is the most approachable drinks, as well as they can be rum cannons. But there's a tiki drink for everybody, and it's the most fun, non-pretentious version of proper cocktailing. So that's why I really gravitated towards it.
Can you speak a bit about what that like tiki bartending culture kind of looks like?
Yeah, so tiki, what it was, this guy, Don the Beachcomber, as a young man, he was kind of given all of his money up front, kind of prodigal son story. He went about the Caribbean and traveled around blowing all his money, drinking rum, and just falling in love with island lifestyle and how it is down there. So when he came back to wash back up in America, he's like, well, I'm doing this now. So he opened up a bar and made it a full immersive experience, kind of like it's supposed to transport you to the tropics. And the first one was in Hollywood, and it worked so well because there's so many like set designers there. So they were able to put together a bar that felt fully immersive, and it was just a ton of fun. And what characterizes the tiki drinks is it's all based off the old school drink called a punch. which is a balance of like your 5 chief ingredients. Punch is kind of the alpha and the omega of cocktailing, but it's your strong, your weak, your sweet, your sour, and your spice. And that's kind of the tiki format. And if you take each one of those ingredients, we're like, well, how can we turn the strong into 3 different rums, or in the weak into a few juices and a tea, and the syrups, you can split it off. So that's how these drinks end up having like almost 12 ingredients in them, but they don't taste like a mess. Like everything is well balanced because it all comes back to that first formula.
That's so cool. I never knew that.
Yeah.
There's a lot more that goes into the cocktails than maybe people, and myself included, realize.
Yeah, it's all behind the scenes too. Like, we make everything in-house. We have, I want to say, about 18 different syrups that we have to have on hand at any point, and they're all made in-house.
Oh my goodness. That's a lot of prep work then, I'm assuming.
It is. I'm here for hours a day before we open. Yeah.
People arrive when you open and they're like, oh, you just started, and you're like, no.
Oh, I'm just about to leave. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite drink on the menu?
Favorite drink? I have a hard time not getting the Mai Tai when I come in.
I love Mai Tais.
And it's probably one of the most drink the world over. So it's definitely, it's a great drink. It's like a cousin of a margarita, so it's one of the most approachable. Well, no, it's not approachable. It's pretty funky. It's rum forward. But for me, it's the perfect tiki drink. That's a big part of the reason that I called Scott when I found out he was opening up a tiki bar. Is like, I got to make sure there's a proper Mai Tai on this menu. So yeah, called him up to I'm working for you. He couldn't get rid of me ever since.
But with all your knowledge, I'm sure he's happy about that. Some days,
he hasn't locked me out yet.
Okay, there you go. Positives.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of Scott and the lounge itself, can you talk about what it's all about, what it's like for folks who haven't been yet?
Haven't been? Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's an immersive room. You walk in, you kind of forget you're in downtown Edmonton. We have all the windows blocked up, and that's by design. You want to forget where you're coming from. Just all of a sudden you're here, and life's good. And it's high-quality drinks, but without a lot of the pretense that goes into that. So we try not to be pretentious about the drinks, but quality at every step is very important. Otherwise, people are wasting their money. Yeah, it's just a fun bar.
And you mentioned your favorite drink, but can you speak about some of the other drink options that you have on the menu?
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a drink for everybody. Some people come in, and if you want the easy drinking kind of fruity blue drink, we have a Shoreline for you. And then for the person that likes a much bolder drink, more like an old-fashioned, we have stuff like the tea punch. A lot of the menu is also designed around heritage drinks. We're almost like a cover bar, which is what's kind of fun about it. You take so many established drinks that exist and just focus on making those as high quality as you possibly can. So like the zombie we have, that recipe goes back to 1934. And we just, on this new menu, updated the rum blend in it to up the quality. It's one of those things we keep tweaking into. We're never fully satisfied until it seems perfect. And everything's kind of always in that R&D stage that we can make it better. Rum is one of those things that's a very misunderstood spirit, so we try to feature a whole bunch of different rums throughout the menu so people kind of start to understand it. It's not just white, dark, and spiced. There's a lot more to it. We actually don't even have any spiced rum in here.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we don't need it. And then we also have a section of some other spirits as well. So we're named after a drink called a Honi Honi, which is it's basically a bourbon Mai Tai. So featuring bourbon in that, and then we have a whole little section of agave drinks, proprietary agave drinks. You can always get a margarita if you come in, but people have been asking a lot for the tequilas and the mezcal because that's pretty popular right now. So we use that to shoehorn and well, now you should try some rum and get them over on that side. Yeah.
You say that rum is the most misunderstood spirit. Is that just because people usually only think of the white, dark, and spiced, or what makes you say that?
It's complicated. Even if people that know spirits, they get lost in rum because so much of it, rum's kind of the Wild West because there's no single place that it comes from. So each island developed its own techniques around how they make it and how they age it. And then on top of that, a bunch of them are just liars. So sometimes you almost never know what a rum's going to taste like until you try it. Because it just changes if it's pot stilled, if it's column stilled, how long it's aged for. Sometimes the age statement's on rum because there's no universal laws across it. Like whiskey is a very controlled definition. That's why whiskey all kind of tastes somewhat the same. Rum doesn't have that. So sometimes a rum will say 21 on it, but there's only like the tiniest amount of a 21-year-old rum, and everything else is young, and they just add coloring to it. Yeah, so you kind of learn how to shop, like what you like. Some rums are much more approachable than others. What happened in the 50s, I believe, is like vodka kind of came in and took over the market because it got really big in Hollywood. So all the spirits to try to survive almost sort of emulate rum. So you kind of get all these rums that are a little more neutered. And that's what people get, because people are scared of the funk that you get from a good rum. That's what we love, though. Rum seems to kind of go in those two directions. Either people try to make it taste like whiskey, or people try to make it taste a little bit like a flavored vodka. But when it's allowed to just be what it is, it's the best spirit.
Interesting. So is rum your favorite spirit then?
It's definitely my favorite spirit to mix with. I think it is the ideal cocktail spirit. Sipping it neat, I do like sipping rum neat. It's probably not my go-to if I'm going to sip neat, but for sure, anytime there's cocktails or punch to be had, rum is the go-to.
I was in Paris just a little while ago, and I tried sugarcane rum for the first time.
Yes.
And I didn't even know that was a thing, but it had tasted different from any other rum I'd ever tried before.
It's like funky and grassy and bright.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what that is, that's the French tradition of making rum. It's called rum agricole. So what happened in the French colonies is that there was some sort of law passed that they could no longer produce sugarcane. So they started making rum because while they had these fields of sugarcane, they were producing sugar for Europe. There's this byproduct of molasses, which is essentially industrial waste. So then people living on the island, because it sucked, they're like, well, I guess we'll turn this into rum. let's make liquor. Exactly. It was the Caribbean at that time was so hostile to human life that like mosquitoes was killing people. And there's a whole dark history of the slavery that happened throughout the Caribbean. At that time, the slave owners were almost just as likely to die as the slaves because of the conditions were so hostile there. Yeah. So yeah, everyone got drunk every day, and it was a celebration of still staying alive. So anyways, I digress. The French colonies, since they outlawed, or they could no longer produce sugar, they still had all these plantations that were producing all these sugar fields. So what they would do is, instead of making the molasses, they would just straight juice the sugar cane, and they would ferment and distill that. And that's how you get rum agricole. Which is also what the same style as what cachaça is out of Brazil. Have you ever had like a caipirinha before?
Oh no, I don't think I have.
It's a phenomenal drink.
That's so cool. What would you say is your favorite drink of all time?
Of all time? A daiquiri is a perfect drink. When made correctly, a daiquiri is the best drink.
What do you think is, because you're saying when made correctly, like proper cocktails, and I respect that and appreciate that, but what do you think is I know you were mentioning balance before, so I'll get to my question, I promise.
For sure.
What do you think are the mistakes that maybe early bartenders or people who don't really know how to balance cocktails are making?
Yeah, so they're using inferior products. So if you're going to use lime juice, squeeze a lime. Don't get anything with sodium benzoate in it. You can taste it. It's going to take over the drink. Don't buy syrups unless it's like a honey or maple syrup. Those are just natural kind of syrups. Always make your own. It's so easy. There's no excuse to not make your own simple syrup, and they have to put preservatives and all that other syrup. It just tastes bad. And then don't get the gut rot liquor bottom shelf. There's certain ways that you can find out what to buy. Go to good liquor stores, talk to people there. They can point you in the right direction. There's a lot of basically tourist traps at liquor stores, like a lot of bad liquors. So just avoid that. And then less is more in a cocktail. It's not, usually when you're trying cocktails, it's not what else can I add to this? It's what can I take away so that it gives everything room. It's kind of like if there's a conversation going on, everybody's trying to talk at once. There's no point it ever gets across, right? But if a couple people are just taking their turns and everyone's filling in the holes, you're going to get a better drink. So keep it simple, stupid, and less is more.
This is probably a silly question.
No.
Have you ever created your own cocktails, and if so, do you have one that you made that was just like the best thing ever?
The best thing ever? There's no better drink than a daiquiri.
Second best thing ever.
No, I try not to toot my own horn about it too much, but yeah, you can. I've definitely made a lot of cocktails over the years. One of the bars I was at before, half of our things that came up were all dealer's choices, which is really just bartender put something together for me. Big part of cocktailing is kind of like knowing how to cook. So it just, you make the best thing you can given the ingredients on hand. One that we have here, I guess is not entirely mined from the ground up because it's a redux of an old tiki drink. It's a drink called a Pearl Diver, which is it's kind of cool. Well, it reads a lot cooler than it is. It uses honey and butter in it, so it kind of gives it this luscious mouthfeel. And it's like a long fruity punch. The drink itself is a bit of a mess. It's too much orange juice, too many ingredients. So what we did was we kind of stripped that drink down to all of its fundamental ingredients. I made sure that everything that was in the drink went into this one, rebalanced it, and then did this old technique called milk washing. You make a milk punch. This technique goes back to like the 1700s, or I think it's 1600s. But what you do is, it sounds gross, but trust me, it's delicious. You intentionally curdle milk into your drink. It's kind of like making cheese. And what happens is when the proteins seal, the casein proteins, they take certain elements of the drink with them and leave behind the whey. So it creates this like perfectly married, luscious, soft drink with like no edges on it, and just becomes more than some of its parts. And it's also a way of preserving your drink. So I think Ben Franklin would do a giant one every year, and it would just, because now your citrus won't turn anymore because all the volatile ingredients that would normally turn in your drink are stripped out of it. So we have a drink on the menu called a polished pearl, and that's what one of those is.
Wow. That sounds really cool. I think if I forgot the like curdled milk thing, like intentionally curdling milk, then it would definitely, like, it sounds good. It's just
Do you like
adventurous.
cheese?
I do like cheese.
Cheese is curdled milk.
I guess, but it's not like,
The
okay.
process, I feel like.
Yeah, it's, yeah, okay, you're right,
If you've ever made ricotta, it's basically the same thing. You're just intentionally splitting the milk with acid.
I actually never thought about ricotta like that before. Now
Yeah.
I'll never eat it again. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Make it yourself, it's even better.
Coming back more to the lounge itself,
Yes.
if you could take it anywhere in the entire world, where would you want to take it and open one?
Well, that's kind of the best thing about Honi Honi, is that it's, being a tiki bar like this, it's so self-contained that you could just drop this everywhere and it would be the exact same. So I don't know, I'm glad it's here. So I would want to take it just anywhere that needs a good tiki bar.
Aw. Yeah, the vibes in here are crazy because we know we're downtown Edmonton. Obviously, we live here, but stepping inside, just the lights and the music and the atmosphere, it's so tropical. And I'm like, oh, I'll just step outside onto the beach. And yeah, it's nice today, so it's kind of tropical, but
Definitely.
not enough. Maybe one day.
It's even better in -40.
Oh, yeah. This would be the perfect escape in -40 for sure.
Exactly, that's the whole theme, escapism. Get out of your the regular routine of your life and just go have a vacation in your own city for a while.
And then last question. It doesn't
Yes.
have to be specific to bartending or anything like that, but what would you say is the best piece of advice you've received throughout your life?
Best piece of advice. Don't lie.
Perfect.
Everybody knows when you're lying. That and keep it simple, stupid.
I like that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey everyone, now we are going to have a little friendly competition. Rochelle and I are going to make daiquiris. And our lovely bartender Travis here is going to try them and pick the winner. No pressure. May the best woman win, Rochelle. Game on. Friends off. Just kidding.
So you're gonna want to build in your smaller tin there. Yeah, just leave it on there. Grab your jigger. It's your measuring device.
Oh, thank you.
You want a ½ ounce of your simple each.
I can go first. See how you mess this up. Just kidding.
Oh, it's thick.
Yeah, a good simple syrup should be 2 to 1.
Oh.
I'm in that camp. There are bartenders that would argue with me, but 2 to 1 makes a better drink.
It almost has like a little more liquidy than honey.
Kind of
Yes.
like a
Yeah.
molasses
Yes, it is.
or like a.
Molasses is, I would say, a lot thicker than that.
I'm thinking of the other one.
Maple syrup?
Yes.
Yes, you're right. It's
A little more
100%
like a maple.
syrup.
Yeah.
Cool. And then squeeze in a full ounce of lime, so that jigger all the way up with your lime.
Okay. No pressure here.
I do it over there if I were you.
Over here.
Yeah. But then you don't have to carry a full jigger as far.
That's a very great point.
So yeah, you're gonna want to let that sit like right on beside it.
Oh.
There you go.
Now we juice the limes. Oh. I don't think.
Yeah, you got it.
Is this gonna go directly in though? It's not gonna spill?
Yeah, it might a little bit. That's good. Part of the job is getting a little sticky.
Oh.
And then where can I throw this out?
It's right here. It's good.
She's a bit slow.
This gives you so much juice.
It
Like, I'm
does.
already
I need to
half
find
out.
one.
That's crazy.
Oh, yeah, that's tough. That's good.
It's not a race, Rochelle. Perfection takes time.
Absolutely.
I want you to come here on a busy night and see how that perfection works out for you.
Quality over quantity.
You I just took your nasty smushed lime. Get it out of there.
Don't touch my smushed
Wait, I think you can
limes.
just use my lime because I don't know if this is gonna.
All right.
And all the way to the top. Nice.
There you go.
Thank you.
Oh, that's embarrassing. Did it get you all the way to the top or no?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
Here it is. Yeah. Put that one in the small tin as well.
Perfect.
And then 2 ounces of Cuban rum, which is the proper rum for
Ta-da.
daiquiri.
Okay, you need to
Cuban.
hold it like this,
Yeah.
Bridget.
Why is it the proper? May I ask?
The drink itself comes from Cuba.
Oh.
Yeah. So
And
it's,
you said 2, right?
yeah, 2 ounces, all right to the top.
Just one right to the top or 2?
I'm using the longer one, that's why he said.
Yeah, so just do that one twice. She's gonna do that one once.
I should have used the long one too. Wow.
It's all right if there's any residue left in your jigger. You've now gotten it out.
Yeah, see? Extra flavor.
Method behind your madness, I see.
Exactly. So now grab your ice scoops. All right, fill up your small tin.
This one?
Yeah, that's the small tin.
So just 1 scoop? Does
With big or little ice, does it matter?
That's a good question there. The bigger ice will give you more aeration. The smaller ice will chill and dilute faster.
Oh.
You can do a little of both. I often do that.
I'll do a little of both.
Oh, well, if you're going to do a little of both, I'm going to do something else.
Okay, do something else then.
No, I'm going to do a little of both.
Okay.
Cool. And now you have to seal your the large tin on top of it. So the thing you want is you want to sit at an angle.
Okay. Oh, so then you
That.
can strain it?
And then you kind of want to put it down here and you can smack it. But I'll let you do that. So you want it to be sealed.
Okay.
So yeah, put your big tin on. You want it a bit of an angle.
Going on?
Yeah. Don't smack it on here though. Smack it down here.
Is that good?
Yeah, it should be good. Now flip it over the other way. You always shake this way. In case it blows out, you want it to go behind you and not on who you're making the drink for.
Oh.
Yeah, that's good. Full extension. And you want to shake it until it's hard to hold, like it's cold.
This is an arm workout. Holy frick. This is very cool. Oh, so it's not hard to hold yet.
It is a little. I'm waiting till you tap on it.
I'm not tapping up first.
Sorry about this.
I think there's too much aeration there, but whatever.
That aeration acts, so.
So now you take your coops and you dump the ice out of it.
Just into the sink?
Yeah, the sink or it's clean ice. You could put it back in the
Oh,
well.
okay.
Some people say that's uncouth, but
Uncouth?
uncouth.
What does that mean?
Not the proper way to go about it. Trashy. Cool. So the way you unlock your tin. So this is why we put it at an angle. So where it starts to split there, that's where you hit it with the palm of your hand. And make sure you have your hand on both sides so you don't drop it and just get a good smack. Nice.
Oh. Do you need help?
But you want to smack like right here. Because you want to break the seal. There you go. That cracks.
Thank you. Thank you.
My pleasure. And now you grab your hawthorn strainer, which is this guy, and you strain it into your coop.
Does it matter what?
That happens 100 times a night, don't worry about
My bad.
it.
Which one is it?
It's booby trap, yeah. That's the one. Hawthorne strainer.
Is it the other way?
Yeah, sorry.
So you're I like poured it on. I'm like, that doesn't look right.
So you put it on like this,
Oh.
and then you close the gate.
Look at that.
Oopsies. I think I dropped some ice in there.
That's fine. Little crunch, never heard of one. And then you want
Thank
to
you.
stick that right on the edge of it.
Thank you.
Garnish shows people that you care about what you're doing.
It's not the one that you have to rub the rim, right?
No, that's when you express the oils. So that's for the fragrance. It's on
Oh,
top.
okay, yeah.
Gotcha.
And your daiquiris are done. Now know how to make a daiquiri.
Ta-da!
That was so easy.
so easy. Okay, Rochelle.
The best drinks are easy.
What's crazy is like we just did that, but I couldn't imagine doing that and having to do something else while people are like sitting here, and then having to take other orders.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was
Not for me.
good. I did that.
It takes a while.
proud.
Just you
Yeah.
do the one and I'm fine with
That
that.
would take practice.
Yeah, like anything, you just got to be bad at it for a year, and then you start getting good.
My goodness.
Everybody starts somewhere.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, the judging is on. Should I do this blind? Here, you guys know which one is which. I can mix them up.
There's only so many ways we can mix them.
Yeah, you can mix it or not mix it. Is kind of the two ways to do it. As long as you two know.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
And now
Could you
the
imagine
rice.
that we're just mixing it up? I'm like, oh, it's fine.
Definitely done that before. Delightful. I know those are both pretty perfect daiquiris.
Ah, look at us. Look at us go.
One has to be more perfect than the other daiquiri.
One has to be more perfect. Okay.
Just for the fun. But proud of both of us for being
No,
pretty
truthfully.
perfect.
I mean, it was hard to mess up when he was right here. So.
I'm going to give the slight edge to this one.
That's Bridget!
Thank you,
Good job,
everyone.
Bridget.
Thank you so much.
Nice
Thank
enough.
you.
My pleasure. Enjoy your daiquiri.
Ta-da! Thank you, everyone. Tune in next week where I open my own bar. I'm just going
All daiquiris. All the time.
only daiquiris. I'm gonna make these for people.
It's so easy.
This was
I
so
thought it was
fun.
like, for some reason, every time I hear like daiquiri, I think of like a strawberry daiquiri, and that's like the blended, and like, that's so I'm like, that seems like a lot of time, but yeah, love this.
Super fun, super easy. You can come down and try them out. Because I would say try them at home, but like it's probably not going to end that well. No offense, I believe in all of your abilities, but like
And
just go get
also-
someone else to do it for you.
You
You
need
know?
to like
At least
make the
first.
simple syrup and like get the limes.
Fresh
like, it's
limes,
easier
like-
to come here.
Easier
So.
to come here. So, thanks, y'all.
Hey everyone! We just finished up at Honi Honi Tiki Lounge. Oh my gosh, literally so much fun.
So much fun. The vibes, the atmosphere, all of it is amazing. And the drinks, oh my god, crazy.
The drinks
so
were
good.
so good.
So
Like,
good.
so good.
Like, we don't like alcohol, and that was good.
No,
I'll
we're
be
not
honest,
fans
I
of
do
alcohol.
like alcohol, but still so good.
Delicious.
Like
Yeah.
way better than your average cocktail bar, or I guess average place that you would go to get drinks, perhaps. Or maybe we've just been going to the wrong places.
Yeah, that could be
Um,
very true.
very, very yummy drinks. Very cool drinks. They set things on fire. They have cute merch.
I also will say, like, their drinks, I've never, like, people are like, I like the taste of alcohol. I'm like, ew, disgusting. But with their drinks, I feel like it somehow highlights the good tasting parts of the alcohol.
Yeah.
I stay with me. Stay with me. But yeah, it's delicious. Love it. We'll definitely go back and try them again.
And I think, like Travis said, they're proper cocktails, you know,
Yeah.
which I
I've heard of before, because like people will say like, oh, it's not quality cocktails, but like a lot of those people have been pretentious, TBH, no offense to those people, but like Travis was saying, it was like they take the, like they don't want to be pretentious like that.
Yeah.
And you can definitely feel that in their vibe and in the drinks and just even the conversations we had. Like, it's not about knowing more about alcohol than we do. It's literally about, this is the information I have that I can share with you if you're open to it.
For sure, yeah.
Which I really appreciated. And he gave like a general rule of thumb of like, if it is north of the equator, it pairs with a lemon, and if it's south of the equator, it pairs with a lime, except
for
Mexico. Mexico is a lime.
Yeah.
Go ahead, run outside.
No, it's fine.
Rochelle
It's
saw the
fine.
Red Bull people and wants to get some Red Bull. So
It's okay. I don't need it. It's fine.
But yeah, super wonderful, amazing. Any other thoughts to add?
No, just go check it out. It's right
Yeah.
by a club. The club that I go to. So if you're seeing this, you want to meet me.
Yeah.
Famous. What can I say? Just kidding. Yeah, it's right by church. So
Meet
you
us
can grab
there.
a
You
drink.
can buy us
That's
drinks.
so funny.
It would
That's
be awesome.
so funny. We're like, we'll only hang out with you if you buy us a drink.
We're usually like that.
No, but it's right by a bar or right by a club, so you can drink, and then literally like you walk out, and then you go into the club. So it's very fun, very convenient, delicious drinks.
Very convenient. You don't have to worry about an Uber or anything like that. And I will also add, we were at a cocktail bar and we were discussing a lot of drinking, but always remember to drink safely
Yes.
and never drive while drinking, and
Yes.
be a good human being. Please and thank you. Drink
Yes.
responsibly.
Yes, we are all over the age of 18. We're all over the age
We're,
of 21
we're all
as well.
far
so-
over the age of 18 at this point.
It's been a minute since
been
we
a
passed
minute.
18. But
Our
yeah,
backs hurt now.
no,
We're
for
like-
real.
now.
For real. We're being very smart about it. We're going to come back and try some new drinks and
Make
be
sure we
smart
have
about
a
that
ride
as well.
home.
Yes.
So yeah,
Come check it out.
check it out, y'all.